So, you want an anglerfish? Well, let's jump into it. So, let's get started talking about what you need to feed them. Starting off, they are a standard carnivore tame. We're talking all of the different meats all the way up to kibble. Their kibble is regular kibble. For me, I'm just going to be using raw mutton, or cooked mutton. I've got it on our water tame that we're going to be taking out today, and let's move on to the gear that you're going to need. Now, in order to be able to tame one of these guys under the water, you can tame them on aspiration and use like a trank gun or any of the other things that you would need because you can get them stuck in very shallow water. But for this, we're going to be doing a hero in Ragnarok. So I'm going to be taking a crossbow. You can either take a crossbow or a harpoon gun, or you can take both. It's kind of up to you. But we're going to be taking the crossbow. I have this journeyman one that I found. It's not my best. It's not my worst. It's a mid-ground. So I'm taking this one. And then you're going to want your scuba set. You don't have to make the whole scuba set. You really only need the tank, but I'm going to be taking the flippers because I'm not going to be trapping it. They're relatively slow, so I'm just going to kite it out. And then, of course, the mask, just because it makes it a little bit easier to see under the water. And then the last thing, it's not really, you don't need this, but I recommend you bring one. That is a water tame. So we're going to be taking this ichthy that I tamed really early on. It's an ichthy. It was, I think, a 145, so we're going to be taking this guy out, and we're going to go hunt down an anglerfish. Now, these can spawn on pretty much every map, I believe. There's a few that they can't, but yeah, honestly, anglerfish are really, really slow. I think it's a relatively decent level. No, never mind. Anglerfish are pretty slow, so I'm just going to kite it out, and I will bring you back once we find one. I'm probably not going to look for a super high level. I'm just going to look for an anglerfish. So I will be back. Update, guys. Do not try this on a ichthy. It does not work. You get swarmed by Megalodon constantly, tame a Megalodon, and then continue. Or some other big thing that can go in the water. Either way, don't try this with an ichthy. It was a freaking nightmare, and I lost so many that it wasn't even funny. Okay, guys, we are back. This is taking quite a bit, but we found a couple of anglerfish. I think there was a level 50, a level 15, and a level 55. Now, one thing when you're taming anglers is when they get past a certain point, they just try to go down. So, for this blue one, as you can see, he's chasing me, but if I just kind of swim up, he doesn't come up. So, we're going to use this to our advantage. This is something very similar you can do with a mosasaur. I'm actually going to grab this one over here because he's separated from his little pack. So, it's a very standard knockout tame. Their torpor does drain relatively quickly, and I'm not really looking for a super high level. I'm gonna probably have to kill that Megalodon. Let's whistle my Megalodon. Please, there we go. Actually, let's just whistle it on to that. Okay. We're just gonna pass. It's fine. Swim down. Yep. Nope. Come on, don't attack the Megalodon. So these guys really, their torpor is very high compared to their health. I'd honestly recommend a harpoon gun if you have one, or if you can get your hands on one. I know you can get one from the Genesis missions. I don't really want to tell you which one, because I know there's still ones that I don't know. I don't really want to know all of the loot from all the Genesis missions, but if you are... just do that. It's fine. Kill the Megalodon. Why are you chasing? No! No! Okay, well. Awesome. Oh, fucking Megalodons. Alright. Well, looks like we're gonna go tame one of those other ones. Yeah, this has been a nightmare. Honestly. Like, if you guys are looking for an anglerfish, I would highly recommend you just go to Aberration. Aberration, you can get them trapped in the shallows with just some dino baits, and it is so much easier to tame anglers. Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna swim over and grab one of the other ones. Where are you going? What? are you doing? Oh my goodness. Alright, well, we're gonna grab this. The angler gel is useful for taming. What are they? Mantis later on. So, yeah, but like I said, guys, this has been a freaking nightmare. And if you're trying to tame anglerfish, just go to Aberration. You do have to be careful in single player, however, because you can get trapped over there if you're not willing to like kind of cheat out. But yeah, I recommend Aberration. Okay. So I'm just gonna tame this guy. It's a very simple knockout tame. Okay, we'll knock this guy out too. I feel like it's not gonna take very much at all. You asleep? Awesome. Got one unconscious finally. That's a lot of Megalodons. That's a lot of Megalodon. Where are you going? Yeah, but this is... What? Okay. I don't know what's going on now. Come to me, please. Please just come to me. Yeah, guys, this is an absolute nightmare. I'm leaving this in because I just want to kind of show you guys the pain of trying to get an anglerfish on like a regular map. It's just the Megalodons got like a little rework and they're so bad in the ocean now. Awesome. Killed a couple of them. So, is that another angler? Oh, there's a 145. Okay, well, I'm still gonna try to tame this one. Because... Where is it? I'm still gonna try to tame that one, but we're gonna try to also tame the 145. Wait, 135. I'm confused. Did I just read the level wrong? I think I read the level wrong. Okay. So we're gonna have that one start out over there. And we're gonna come over here and try and shoot this angler. Wait. No, that's an empty. Please stop swimming that way. So if you guys can like definitely try to like space out your shots though, it will really help with torpor. So you just kind of count to 5 between your shots. But that Megalodon aggro's on us. Oh, God. Missing. Yeah, but ever since they like reworked the Megalodon, this is just an absolute nightmare. Okay. I'm gonna check its torpor. Okay. It's not high at all. Guys, like I said, I recommend you head over to Aberration and tame them over there. It's so much easier. You can use a dart gun, so you don't worry about killing them. Like, I'm probably gonna end up killing this guy here, just because their torpor is so high compared to their health that it's almost impossible to not accidentally kill them. Like, as you can see here, his torpor is at half, a little over half, but he's well under half health. I think this is a white angler though, so I would really like to get this one. Also, just a decent level would be nice to have, but if all else fails, we have the lower level. tame that one, and then I can go get one from Aberration later on. Just this tame, it's taken me such a long time. Huh? So, well, I guess while we're doing this, like, knockout, and you can build a taming pen for them, but honestly, I just kind of recommend swimming around. It's a little bit easier, takes less setup, and they're such a pain to find and get to a point where you can knock them out and like clear up the area that it's not worth trying to build a pen while knocking them out. It's easier to just try to get them out like this. I'm getting really far away from my team. Awesome. Okay. That's great, honestly. So, you've got them unconscious. They still have flippers. Let's see about taming that one over there. Can you come in, please? Yeah. So, I'm gonna work on trying to get both of these guys tamed. Okay. At that point, just stay there. I will bring you back once the tames are done, and then we'll talk about the reasons that you might want to try to tame one of these hell beasts to tame. Actually, well, maybe. Possibly? No, not yet. Okay. And the torpor just drain a little bit quick. It's not, like, ridiculously quick, but it is quick enough to warrant a little bit of narcotic. I'm gonna do that. Okay, I will be back once I get... Oh, I'll come back when I tame each of them, and then after we'll talk a little bit about their like uses and everything. I finally got one knocked out. What, do you want me to send it, or?
I don't know what to say.
It's been 2 hours, so I'm going to move to the next person if you don't respond. Like, this is it. Just tell them it's getting kind of ridiculous at this point. Because it is. Like, it's super inconsiderate. Oh, okay. It's almost tamed. So 145 angler. Do I try to tame the 145? I got a 135 knocked out, but I think that this is starting to weigh on my sanity. I think I'm going to try. Megalodon is so much easier to do this on than the Ichthyo, though. Like, oh my lord. They'll tame relatively soon. I think they're 40 or 60 apiece. I think they're 60. I'm so close to having this knocked off. Or off the dossiers. Yep, Anglerfish. And I get to move to the Yankee. Okay, there we go. We got one Anglerfish. I can try for the other one, but it's okay. I got one. This is starting to weigh on my sanity a little bit. Also, I found the 145, so there's 135 that I have knocked out, but there's also that 145. So I think I'm going to try to tame this 145, kind of just because. I'm going to spare you the, like, knockout process and everything, but again, I'll bring you back if we get one tamed. Awesome. Okay. This one's tamed. Turn around, please. Okay, get off the thing. Okay. So, we have two now. One woke up, or the 145 woke up, but that's fine. Alright, I'm gonna get back to base, I'm gonna toss them out of the dino balls, and we'll talk about why you'd want to tame these guys. Okay, so you have your anglerfish, or you're trying to decide whether you still want to tame one. I will say this, they are useful. They collect silica pearls incredibly well, actually at an increased rate than what you would do by hand. I'm not entirely sure about black pearls, but I'm sure they work very similar. Now, I would not tame one of these guys in the open ocean. I would go to Aberration if you have access to it, and just do that. This was a nightmare. This took me like over 4 hours to get these two behind me, and I lost quite a few very high levels just because I was constantly attacked. And if you go to Aberration, you go into the blue area in the like underground ocean, you can get them stuck in shallows like where they are right now, and just drop a couple dino gates and trank them out with a long neck. It's so much easier, guys. But if you're still trying to decide whether you want one or not, I would say it is worth picking one up at some point, especially if you're hopping maps. You can go over somewhere like Crystal Isles and collect hundreds of thousands of silica pearls in a very, very quick time with one of these guys. So I'm going to be moving on to the Ankylosaur next. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And these guys don't require a saddle. So I know normally I tell you where to get the saddle for them on Genesis, but they don't have a saddle, so you don't need one. So, if this helped, please leave a like, and if you're interested in the progression of the series, then go ahead and subscribe. But I will see you in the next one.